Meet the new BMW X3. Different, isn't it? It's also extraordinarily important as the X3 sits towards the top of BMW sales charts, both globally and here in Australia. So let's take a closer look at what's changed. First things first, the looks. It's a bit like when you hear lots of different influences in a new band. I keep seeing lots of other BMWs in this X3, some iX here, some 5 Series here, a bit of XM around the back. At some point you just have to accept it as its own thing. It's not for me to tell you whether it looks good or not. Make up your own mind and let us know in the comments. What I can tell you is that in person, it's bigger than it looks. If you put a picture of an X1 and an X3 together, I'm not sure it would be immediately obvious which is the bigger car. The X3 hides its size quite well until you're standing next to it. I mean, these rims are 21s, but they sure don't look it. This is an M50. The I has been dropped as that now means electric in BMW land, and it will sit atop the range with an xDrive 20 underneath it at launch. In the future, other variants will sit between the two, including an all-electric iX3. Before I get into the engine of the M50, that new iX3 is important as it will be the first BMW to be built on BMW's new Neue Klasse platform. As such, it will be totally different underneath to the petrol X3, literally a new era. And if the Neue Klasse X concept is anything to go by, it will look very different to the petrol X3 both inside and out. Students of BMW's nomenclature might be expecting the M50 to have a 4.4 litre twin-turbo V8 under the bonnet. And while that would be truly awesome, the V8s are now M60 and the 6s are now M50. It's the carryover B58 turbo straight 6, but it has been massaged slightly. The engine now produces an extra 8 kilowatts and 40 newton meters, with another 40 newton meters added by the mild hybrid system. Still 8-speed auto, still all-wheel drive, but 0 to 100 now takes a claimed 4.6 seconds. The car you see here does feature a few options. The black wheels, metallic paint, this is a new colour called Dune Grey, red or blue brake calipers are a no-cost choice, and there are a couple of other things to mention inside. Dimensionally, it's very similar to the current X3, though it is 3.5 centimetres longer, so you do get some extra luggage space. It's increased by 20 litres to 570, or if you drop the 40-20-40 rear seats down, you get an extra 100 litres at 1700. There's also more storage space under here, as there's no longer even a space saver spare, just a mobility kit, though there is a 12-volt outlet as well as a couple of hooks here for shopping or takeaway and the like, and power tailgate as standard. In the back there's a little extra room, and to be honest there's probably going to be plenty unless you're really, really tall. The bench doesn't slide or recline, but the outboard seats are heated as well as having ISOFIX, and there's separate temperature controls controlled by this little screen down here, as well as dual USB-C ports. In addition, these little hooks up here allow you to partition off the luggage area. So say you've got the rear seats down, you're carrying lots of boxes, it stops them sliding forward into the front, and these little hooks in here allow you to fit a BMW tablet holder, which is offered through accessories, which can fit an iPad for road trip entertainment and the like. Now in the front, and the first thing we have to talk about isn't the upgraded infotainment or the new design, but the materials. You might have seen a hint of it in the back, but there's this recycled knitted polyester fabric that stretches across the dash and the doors, but it is an option as it's likely to be an acquired taste. As standard, you just have the regular soft surfaces. There's also a new design in here. We've got vent sliders on the doors and this illuminated bar which stretches through the dash, across the doors, and also surrounds the cup holders and dual wireless charging pads. Head-up display is massive. The seats are heated and ventilated. The steering wheel and the paddles are basically a straight lift from a proper M car. This thing is loaded with standard equipment. Now the X3 is the last BMW to get this signature widescreen display, and it uses operating system 9, which to be honest doesn't feel a lot different to 8.5, though people coming from the current X3 will find it a much bigger step forward. The big news is it's different in the back end. The hardware is now Android based, which gives you more apps, more functionality, and also future-proofs the car for OS 10 and 11. In recent times, the X3 has been BMW's bread and butter. So it's quite a surprise that it's been so bold both inside and out with this new model. Of course, we'll have to wait until we drive it for the final verdict, but the good news is that despite the increased specification and performance, we don't expect the price to increase too much. So maybe bank on around $130,000 plus on-road costs. Stay tuned for the full review, and thanks for watching.